What's good? You know who this is. You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. Before I get into what I'm about to talk about, I want to say today I'm out here in full regalia, just chilling as I normally do. A little bit different. Got the quick move headphones on so I can see more with what I'm about to do. I'm going to go into something real quick. And I dropped the first video, but let me let you guys understand why the model real quick. Now, the reason I have a donation model in a way that everybody can participate in helping the channel grow and helping me to accomplish certain things is for a very simple reason. Because I'm doing this, you guys got to understand, YouTube can't tell me that I'm against guidelines, but for some reason, the subject I'm doing, they're trying to limit my monetization. Now, what does that mean? When I first uploaded, there's nothing wrong with the titles. There's nothing wrong with anything. There's not one word there. But they know that YouTube does not look at videos unless they have 1,000 views. What that means is before I reach that plateau, which I usually do some point later in the week as it goes on, they're going to limit it to discourage me from speaking about certain topics. But I ask my base audience and commenter nation what they want to hear. That's part of what the issue is. And if you guys want to hear about this stuff, I want you to support the channel because YouTube's not giving me the monetization. They're making things excuses of why they don't have to. That's what they're doing normally. And they're doing it so normal. And then they make it seem like, oh, well, it's because of this and that. You see, I talk with them very frequently behind the scenes. The same way I talk with people to get information. They talk back and forth with me. They'll make up excuses and send me the same things they send everyone else when I know for a fact that my monetization was well above the threshold a little while ago, but yet they continually say, well, we're not doing this. So if I don't get a payout from YouTube, I already know, like, so next month, if there's not a payout on it, I already know that you did that on purpose. That's why I need the support and things on the channel, because they're using some business means to stop me from talking about things. And here's my thing. I already know who's behind the scenes doing it. And I know you're not part of YouTube. I know you're probably part of the masterminds clique. And I'm still giving passes. I'm not worried about that. Because those things will get dealt with in time via the other people I've spoken with. And I haven't blown your spot. I really haven't. And I really could tear you up with so much evidence. I don't talk about everything because I know YouTube does this. Until YouTube begins to respect my grind, I'm going to really speak on it. But we're going to take it piece by piece because that's how I move. That's how I do it. I don't have to hate. I don't have to not talk about it because you're trying to stop monetization. That's why I support the channel. Cash App, you know what it is. $ capital T H E capital CZARR. And you know the rest. Hit the Twitter up. Everything's in the description. Support the channel. Support the GoFundMe because these guys are limiting my monetization, so I stopped talking about this. But that's not going to be what works. My videos get limited when they come up with no errors. I know that because when I see YouTube, I even made you jump the gun. I mentioned a certain name and dropped it slightly a week or so ago, just so I'm not throwing out the information so people could go look a week or so ago, and you limited it with no views. That's when I said he's guilty. You see, it's that simple. Yo, you guys are funny. But here's what we're going to get into. So I have pictures. And these pictures allegedly show not only a Riva Motorsports person. Now Tentacion had a lot of pictures with Riva Motorsports people. But here's my thing about these pictures. They're very eerie. He's not wearing the same clothing. And I remember Victor saying he was just a fan, like he randomly met him. Now, Victor, if this is you in this picture, that means everything you said was a lie. The question is, why would you lie about having previously known this person? I don't know why you would lie then. So if someone asked me, did you know him? Oh, no, I'm just a fan trying to get a picture. But you already have a picture with him. Oh, I'm just Riva and I'm taking a picture. Why are you outside taking a picture? And you should be in work or getting a sale. Like, here's my thing. These pictures, I will get them identified. And I have people who are willing to identify them. My thing is, if we find out that this was you and we look at the day, we could begin to build the basis for how this was all set up. It's very important. And it's that simple. Understand it. It's that simple. So I'll easily be able to build a basis of understanding around the fact that you guys had previous knowledge of who he was. Now, here's what's going to get bad. If lilpanamero, if I have y'all pictures, I have all of them, and your friend who was supposedly the other person. If I put this all together and I start building an understanding that you guys lied about personally knowing TzxTentacion, that's going to be bad. That's going to be bad. And these pictures are clear. It's nothing I took off of someone's site. See, my connects in Florida know how I move. So they keep me with consistent knowledge. Consistent knowledge. How did I say what I said about Zoes not being involved? Consistent knowledge. And I told you that you angered guys, that you had guys who were real chief rockers and real authentic Zoes who were very pissed off at what you did. Trust me, I communicate with these people. So I know. I don't just step out here and say things because I want to say them. It's not a game. I don't play with it like y'all play with stuff. But Victor, if I identify you in this picture, this is not going to be good. Because this is just going to co-sign the fact of what you're involved in. These three guys are matching with skinny sweats on. Wait, we got to give a moment of silence for him. Unbelievable. That's crazy. No, that was crazy. That's crazy. All right, back to it. Man, so here's what I got to say. Victor, just like those guys in the skinny sweats, you're going to be in a tight bind. Because if I identify you as this man in the picture, it was a different day that you photograph yourself with him, not the day of. Do you know why that's bad? Because in your story, you said as a fanatic you wanted a picture, but you already had a picture with him. So what was your real intention for trying to get a picture? Was it to hold him up? Was it because you didn't know when the other guys were arriving back that you were trying to take some of his time? That's not going to be good for you, Victor. And I can tell you that there's other people on the backside that if they really understand that that's the situation, it's not good for you, Victor. All right. So let's be real. lilpanamero, whoever you're allegedly, I got your picture too. You know what? If you are allegedly this girl, you look like a beautiful girl, smart. I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know what you were thinking. But here's the thing I want to say. You used your beauty as a weapon to tie Victor into something. Did he fall for it? Because you're not that beautiful. I can tell you that. You're not that beautiful for him to tie himself into what he's into now. At all. So here's my thing. You guys want to bank off of this, try and lure him there, like keep him there. I don't know what the real target was, but I am going to identify this one Riva Motorsports person. It's just one of you on this same day as Victor took his picture. That's what it is. That's where the connection comes in. So if you both took the picture with him at the same day, same time, were you two acquainted with each other? That's how evidence works. That's how real investigation works. See, I'm different. I'm way different. I'm not these dumb investigators who chase down people on a manhunt. I'm the guy that sits back, sees the scene, and makes declarations, and then go ahead with questions, answer my questions, and build my answers into more questions. Because that's how an investigator should work, right? I don't know what they're thinking. Because off of this, I can show prior relations, prior knowledge of who he was on a different day where you were there with him. So were you hanging out with him? So that you couldn't have been a random fan asking for a picture if you were hanging out with him. You would have known him because it didn't look like it was packed. You guys were in a designated area without a crowd around. But we heard there were a crowd of witnesses to the situation, which, let's be real, when the drama starts popping off, a lot of people show up just to see the fireworks. Now, they might have not known that gunfire was going to be in the fireworks, but ultimately, everybody's speculation Everybody's speculatory. It's a lot of people that seen something but ain't saying nothing. That's my problem. And you guys are fans? A fan. You're a fan and you're going to shut up like that? Oh, let me guess. And we'll talk about it next. You're sticking to the code? Okay. If you're telling me that you're going to stick to the code on this, then I'm going to take it a totally different direction where I start talking about why you would allegedly have shown up there at the same time, why you had predisposed knowledge of what was going to occur. Because I have that too. But see, that also involves, did you guys notice that I kept mentioning Daddy's money? Yeah. I told you it's very shallow, but the rabbit hole doesn't go that deep. It's very shallow though. Very shallow actions. And it would make sense why someone would even, let's say, reach out for your assistance in a situation to support the fact that you knew them previously. Ultimately, let's see how the evidence falls into place. You know, I already know what the agenda is. I already know how it works. Again, I'm not worried about anybody else around. You know how I rock. Worldwide? Come on. You're talking to the Czar right now. And I got information that, well, let's just say this. If we connect the dots with this, it will begin to answer a lot of whys to investigators, right? Because let's think about somebody's family actually knowing investigators or having friends and relationships with investigators. Would that be prevalent, allegedly? Is that something that we could put out there? And don't sit here and start throwing slander, because if I make the connection, that's not good for the investigator. Right? You know how I rock. All rights reserved.